People across New York are reacting to the marathon's cancellation. The starting line would have been on Staten Island, which is one of the hardest hit areas. Reporter Rita Cosby spoke with Congressman Michael Grimm about what calling off that race means to the people there in Staten Island.
And I'm here in Staten Island where the death toll keeps rising, and people were very frustrated about the word of the New York City Marathon and now elated to hear that it has been canceled. And one of the biggest opponents about the New York City Marathon taking place this weekend was Congressman Michael Grimm. This is his area, which has just seen a lot of devastation. And first of all, what's your reaction, Congressman Grimm, to the news now that it's been canceled?
Well, I think it's the right call. I'm proud that the mayor showed the leadership to do the right thing, because as you can see behind me, people are suffering. I mean, there's just devastation everywhere, and we're resilient. Don't get me wrong. New Yorkers and Staten Island especially, the communities come together. We're very strong people, but we still have those suffering, and I know the death toll is going to continue to rise, and that it's hurting us. We're hurting.
The reaction I got from talking to people around town is, how can you have a race when they're looking for food, they're looking for water? What were you hearing from your residents?
Well, I think the big problem is both sides. The residents obviously felt that it was totally inappropriate to take any resources whatsoever, or even take the thought away from this recovery and everything we need to do here. But I think the runners themselves felt badly as well. If they're here in New York and they see this devastation, I think they'd rather be volunteering to help us recover and rebuild rather than doing this race. So I think it was both sides together realized that we need to be focused on a recovery right now.
You and I are standing in front of a house here. You know the owner. I was just talking to her. I mean, I can't even imagine. I saw her just walking up and stunned. How hard has it been to talk to the residents in your community and see places even worse than this?
It's very difficult, but I was here the very next morning while I was wading through the water, and she was in shock. And her family was sitting in a van on high ground there, and they said, just give her time. And I went over to her and I gave her a hug and a kiss on the cheek. They're devastated, absolutely devastated. Pictures, we found pictures from her family album floating in the water. All of the things she's built her whole life are in a pile of rubbish. Psychologically, that has a tremendous, tremendous impact, tremendous. And it's going to take time. It's going to take time to heal. And, right now, I'm grateful. Red Cross and FEMA are now on the ground, and they needed that. They needed to see that they weren't on their own and that things are going to eventually be okay.
Congressman Michael Grimm, thank you so much. And everybody also, he's talking about these food distribution points. We just came back from there, and it was a swarm of people just coming up and giving everything. I mean, you think about it, toilet paper, water, anything you can imagine. And they were so happy. One woman grabbed a bottle of water and said, oh my gosh, I haven't had a bottle of water in a few days. Think about how tough it is. And these people are trying to pull through and get through it. Back to you.
And we certainly are thinking of the people there in Staten Island. Rita Cosby, appreciate that report. Thanks.